side. Then I'll come to you, Nick.
Yeah, the Israeli Knesset yesterday voted against the Palestinian State ever. So do you have any comment on that? Would that sort of make you adopt a different approach, or would you have like a mechanism to ensure that there is going to be a Palestinian State despite now it is legislated into law or will be legislated into law that no Palestinian State will ever emerge?
So, look, Zaid, I'll let Israeli officials speak to their own legislative chamber and the actions that that chamber takes. But the United States is committed to advancing enduring peace and security for Israelis and Palestinians alike. And we believe that the practical and way for that is a two-state solution, a Palestinian state that is standing side by side with Israel. We believe that is the only way to advance an enduring peace, and it is also something that we believe it is in Israel's security. To realize this vision, Israel must be a partner to the Palestinian people and Palestinian leaders. And as we have said before, we will continue to engage Israeli leadership at the highest levels in making this clear.
Yeah, but the Knesset makes the laws for Israel, like our Congress makes the laws for us in this country. So, I mean, with all due respect, if it remains contained to rhetorical commitment, I mean, it doesn't make any difference. Would it make any difference? Is the United States, in other words, willing or able to take some steps to actually make this happen?
I'm going to go out on a limb and say that neither you nor I are experts in Knesset law and legislation and things and products that come out of the Knesset, so I will leave that analysis to others. What I can say is that the United States approach to a two-state solution has not changed. Our prioritization of that has not changed.
So can I just, sorry. Yeah, no problem. So you have no opinion at all on this?
We certainly have an opinion, Matt.
Okay,
I don't have is an analysis.
What is it? What is
our opinion is that we believe that a two-state solution is necessary,
No.
not just
What
for
is
Israel's security.
I know what your opinion on a two-state solution is. What's your opinion on the legislation?
I think it can be safely implied that a piece of legislation that is in opposition to a two-state solution is not something that we would be thrilled about. But again, I don't have the expertise or the analysis of this legislation to know what bearing it would have on the overall process. What I can say, though, Matt, is that this is something that we're going to continue to engage directly with Israeli leaders on. We believe that this is the direct and most credible and real path forward for Israel's security to get the region out of an endless cycle of violence. And that's why we have continued to call on a two-state solution being a cornerstone of every iteration and conversation that we have when we talk about the future of this region and the future of the Israeli and the Palestinian people.
Okay, but I'm just, it's interesting to me that you don't want to come out, you wouldn't come out and say, right, off the top, in response to the first question, that this is something that you oppose, and that
this is
because I can recall less than 2 months ago, you guys weighing in very significantly on Georgia's parliament passing a law that you didn't like, on Uganda's parliament passing an anti-LGBTQ law that you didn't like, and there was no reticence at all, Matt, for you guys to call it out. And now it's like pulling teeth to get you to say something.
I don't think it's like pulling teeth. This is something that my understanding is just passed earlier today or within the past 24 hours. What the full contents of this legislation are, I certainly haven't had time to read it. I can't imagine Said or you have either, Matt. Correct me if I'm wrong. That being said, our long-standing position on a two-state solution is quite clear, and we believe it continues to be the only way to advance enduring peace. And it's something that we have made clear with Israeli officials across its government, and it's something that we will continue to make clear across.
All right, fair enough. But I don't think that you can cite chapter and verse of the Georgia law or the Uganda law either. So don't, you throw it back and say, well, you haven't read it. We know what's
Matt,
the essential outline is, which is basically what you knew about the two laws that I've just mentioned in other countries.
These are
So,
different circumstances, different countries. I think
of
these
course
are a little
they
bit
are,
apples
but the
and
point
oranges.
is that you are not shy about weighing in
And
on
we are-
other countries' legislatures' decisions or votes.
And
In this case,
we are
You
not shy about making clear that how vital we believe a two-state solution to be
Okay.
about being the only way for an enduring peace. Nick's patiently been
I
waiting.
have a couple more questions. I'm sorry,
I will
It's a different
come-
topic. so-
sorry
all
about
right,
that.
go ahead, Said.
But I just want to ask you a couple more.
Yeah.
The Mossad leader, the Israeli intelligence leader, said that Netanyahu is really intent on thwarting any deal. Do you have any comment on that? Did you hear the Mossad chief what he said and so on?
So
Yeah.
for obvious reasons, Saeed, I'm not going to negotiate or speak about the deliberative process from up here. What I can say is that we're working to get a deal. We're working to get a ceasefire and bring the hostages home. And we continue to believe a diplomatic resolution is achievable and urgent. We're hopeful about the direction that things are progressing in. And we believe, as I said, something is achievable. But I'm not going to get more specific or offer commentary beyond that.
But Mr. Barnea, the head of the Mossad, is the guy who is really heading the negotiations. So he knows. He knows exactly what's going on. He knows that his prime minister is not allowing him to go forward with the deal. You don't have a comment on that?
I'm just not going to negotiate on this process in public, Saeed. That would be unhelpful to the process. What I can say is that we are hopeful about the direction that things are progressing in. We believe a deal is both achievable. It's something that we have been working around the clock. It's an urgent priority for Secretary Blinken, and this is something that we're working to get across the finish line. But I don't have more for you. Any